What's going on, Resin Maniacs? Dave back again, and today we're taking a look at the leg parts for the Providence Master Grade from AnchorT. Now, I know I was going to do, I think it was the shoulders next, and those will be coming up. I started on these, and I went so far that I wanted to get these done up and videoed for you guys. And let me tell you, this has probably been the most frustrating part of the build because it was kind of like putting a Rubik's Cube together that keeps shifting sides and falling apart while you're doing it. And the instructions for the AnchorT model are kind of crap. So as usual, there will be the listing down below of all the parts that are needed from the master grade to be able to build up this guy. And you can also see here what I highlighted. The feet will be in another video. It'll be short, it'll be sweet, but I want to keep each of the sections as far as the build separate. That way, if someone has problems with one certain part, they don't have to sit through a bunch of stuff. They can just click on that video. So here are all the parts. All the frame parts end up being used along with the outer shell that is on the outside of the legs, the inner part of that, this part right here, which is going to be this part right here. And here's the part layout in the instruction manual for all the resin pieces. And as you can see, it's pretty much the shin part, the kneecap, and the upper thigh. Here's one view, here's another view, and this thing is kind of horrible as far as describing how things go together. Case in point, this part right here, number 99, nowhere in here does it show you where to go. I ended up finding out that it goes right here. When you put this together, I don't know if you can see, this bottom part actually is intentionally spread apart because of these parts that are in here, so it's not going to come together. I just want you guys to know that so that you're not doing the same mistake that I did of trimming down, okay, filing down, why isn't it going together? The back side goes together, but the front side, it wedges apart right here, and then this part ends up gluing over that gap so that you don't end up seeing it. And here are all the parts laid out. You have your resin parts over here and all of the parts that end up being used for the master grade over here. Now, if you want to be funky and everything on these outer pieces over here, you can add some panel lines, some detailing. I don't know what I'm going to end up doing on those. It will actually be up to my friend whether he wants me to add any parts or not. And I think there's some photo etch that ends up going into some of these ports. So we'll end up seeing when we end up getting to that part. And getting you guys up close, here you can see all the parts shining through. I'm pretty sure that there's photo etch that ends up going into here and maybe some of these other sections. Here's the back part, which is all stock. You can see for the thigh portion, great detail that's on here. Of course, this does still need to be cleaned up and filed down some more. I just did a quick spot together. I ended up using just a dab of super glue just to hold these parts on. What I'll do to get them off, they should just pop off, but if they don't, I'll just throw them in the freezer for like 15 minutes and the glue will just kind of crackle and release. And as you can see, like, these parts aren't held down. This will actually also help if I hit it with the hairdryer and then hold that to hold these pieces together. Now, one thing that is nice is you still get full mobility of the knee, and then you get that shift of these pieces here bending, which is nice. This piece glues on there. You're going to need some tweezers just to hold that on. This piece, I'm not sure. I think there's photo etch that ends up going on there to add detail to that. Otherwise, we're going to have to do something because that's just kind of plain right there. Now, this piece right here actually just slides right into here. And it's been kind of falling out, so that's why I didn't leave it in there. But that goes into there. You have several pieces. These notch in to there. You have these pieces which are just spot glued. You have a vent type system right there. You have this piece that I was talking about that ends up being glued over. I only glued it on one side, and you can actually see that gap that I'm talking about between the two plastic pieces that is supposed to be there. You have this piece and this piece that ends up being glued together, and it just sits in there and pivots. And you want to make sure and line this piece up well. But like I said, I only glued one side to the plastic. That way I can pop off this outer shell on this side and still be able to clean up and do whatever with it, take it apart, put it together. All in all, it is not very bad. The casting is clean. Like I said, I still need to do some sanding, clean it up, still need to wash everything, and then we'll put some primer on it. But yeah, it doesn't bind up at all. I'm very happy with it so far. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I will be back with another part probably later on today. I'm not sure. I have this shoulders ready to film. I have the feet ready to film, so I'm going to get those done, and I may just try and get everything all done and out this weekend because I need to do an unboxing on the Master Grade Sazabi, on the AnchorT Sazabi resin conversion box 1 and box 2, and then the metal parts for it, and I have the water slides from AnchorT coming as well. So lots of stuff to show you with that, and I'm eager. Plus I need to count all the parts to make sure they're all there before my window expires for complaining about any missing parts. I want to thank you guys all for tuning in. I will see you guys all in the next video, and as usual, YouTube, peace out.